Rich woman offered poor chef 100K to cook for her for 1 week. He said, "I'm not for sale." Hello everyone and welcome back to Romance Rewind Stories. Before we dive into today's incredible story, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying these heartwarming tales, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. It's quick, it's free, and it's the best way to support us in bringing you more emotional romance stories. And here's something I'd love to know. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I always enjoy seeing our amazing community from around the world. Oh, and if this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us grow and reach more people who love these kinds of tales. Now, let's get into today's story. Rich woman offered poor chef 100K to cook for her for 1 week. He said, "I'm not for sale." The restaurant was tucked away in a neighborhood most people like Serafina Ashford never visited. Too poor, too dangerous, too real. But her assistant had insisted this was the place, that the chef here made food that would change her life. At 41, Serafina had eaten at every Michelin-starred restaurant in the world. She seriously doubted a hole-in-the-wall diner could offer anything new. She was wrong. The moment the pasta hit her tongue, simple cacio e pepe, nothing fancy, Serafina closed her eyes and felt something she hadn't felt in years. Joy. Pure, uncomplicated joy from something as basic as perfectly cooked pasta with cheese and pepper. "You need to meet the chef," her assistant whispered. "Trust me." The man who emerged from the kitchen was not what Serafina expected. He was probably in his mid-30s, with flour dusting his dark hair, tattoos covering his forearms, and eyes that assessed her designer dress and jewelry with something between amusement and disdain. "You wanted to see me?" he asked, wiping his hands on his apron. His voice was rough, direct, with none of the deference she usually received. "That pasta was extraordinary," Serafina said. "Who taught you to cook like that?" "My nonna," he said simply. "Anything else?" "I have a full kitchen." "I'm Serafina Ashford," she said, expecting recognition. "Kian Moretti," he replied, offering nothing more. No awe, no sudden shift in demeanor. He genuinely didn't know or didn't care who she was. It was the most refreshing interaction she'd had in years. "I have a proposition," Serafina said, making a decision. "I'm hosting a week-long business retreat at my estate in the Hamptons. I need a private chef. I'll pay you $100,000 for 1 week of your time." Kian stared at her for a long moment, then laughed. Not politely, but genuinely amused. "You're serious?" "Completely. 1 week. 3 meals a day for 12 guests. Your cuisine, your menu. $100,000. "Lady, I don't know who you are or what game you're playing," Kian said, turning back toward the kitchen, "but I'm not for sale. Find another chef." He disappeared through the swinging door, leaving Serafina stunned. No one said no to her. Ever. She followed him into the kitchen, ignoring her assistant's shocked protests. "Excuse me," Serafina said, dodging servers. "Did you just reject $100,000? "Yeah," Kian said, not looking up from the risotto he was stirring. "I did. This might shock you, but some things matter more than money." "What?" Serafina challenged. "My restaurant, the people who depend on me. Not abandoning my community for a week to cook for rich people who probably won't even appreciate it." He finally looked at her, and his dark eyes were blazing. "You came in here, ate my food, and thought you could just buy me like I'm some commodity. I'm not interested. I'm offering you life-changing money," Serafina said. "And I'm telling you I don't need my life changed," Kian shot back. "I like my life. I cook for people who actually need affordable, good food. I run a business that employs people from this neighborhood. Your $100,000, it would mean leaving all that behind for a week. Not worth it." Serafina felt something unfamiliar. Respect and intrigue. "What if I made it 200,000? Not for sale at any price," Kian said firmly. Now if you'll excuse me, I have customers who actually value what I do. Serafina left the restaurant that night feeling something she hadn't felt in years. Challenged, rejected, intrigued. She went back the next night, and the night after that. "You're back," Kian observed on her third visit, setting a plate of gnocchi in front of her. "Thought you'd have found another chef by now." "I did," Serafina admitted. "Hired someone from Billionaire, but I keep coming back here because your food is better, and because I want to understand something." "What's that?" Kian asked, sitting across from her in the empty restaurant. It was late, past closing, but he'd let her stay. "Why you said no? You know who I am now, right? You Googled me." "Serafina Ashford, billionaire, venture capitalist, known for aggressive acquisitions and hostile takeovers. They call you the Viper." Kian leaned back. "And yeah, I know 100,000 would change my life, would pay off the loan on this place, would give me breathing room I haven't had in years. But you know what it wouldn't do?" "What?" "It wouldn't make me respect myself," Kian said, "because I'd know I sold out. Abandoned my principles for money. And I've worked too hard to build something meaningful to throw it away for a paycheck, even a big one." "That's admirable," Serafina said, "and rare. Do you know how many people would take that money without hesitation?" "Probably all of them," Kian said. "But I'm not all of them. I'm me, and I built this restaurant to serve my community, not to be a stepping stone to catering for billionaires." "What if I told you I respect that?" Serafina asked. "What if I said I find your integrity incredibly attractive?" Kian's eyes narrowed. "Is this some kind of game? You collect people who say no to you." "No," Serafina said honestly. "This is me realizing that in a world where everyone wants something from me, you're the first person in years who doesn't, and I find that compelling." "I'm not interested in being your novelty," Kian said. "The poor chef who intrigues the rich woman. That's not who I am." "Then who are you?" Serafina challenged. "Tell me, because all I know is you make food that makes me feel something, and you're the only person who's treated me like a human instead of a walking checkbook in longer than I can remember." Kian studied her for a long moment. "You really want to know?" "Yes." So he told her. About growing up in this neighborhood, about his grandmother teaching him to cook, about losing both parents young and raising his little sister while working 3 jobs. About opening this restaurant with money saved over a decade, about the pride of serving his community, about the daily struggle to keep the lights on while staying true to his vision. "That's why I said no," Kian finished. "Because this place isn't just a restaurant, it's a promise. To my nonna, to my sister, to everyone who believed in me. I don't break promises for money." "What if I'm not offering money anymore?" Serafina asked quietly. "What if I'm offering something else?" "What?" "Dinner, just dinner, you and me, no business proposition, no ulterior motive, just 2 people sharing a meal." "You're asking me on a date?" Kian asked, surprised. "I'm asking you to cook for me," Serafina said. "Not because I'm paying you, but because I want to experience your food prepared by someone who actually wants me to enjoy it. Is that so crazy?" "Yes," Kian said. "You're a billionaire. I'm a chef who can barely make rent. We're from different planets." "Then consider it cultural exchange," Serafina suggested. "Teach me about your world. Let me show you mine. See if different planets can find common ground." Kian looked at her for a long moment, then nodded. "One dinner, my kitchen. After closing, you help me prep." "I don't cook," Serafina protested. "Then you'll learn," Kian said with a slight smile. "That's the deal. You want my food? You earn it." 2 nights later, Serafina Ashford, billionaire, venture capitalist, woman who'd never cooked a meal in her life, stood in Kian's kitchen in borrowed chef's whites, chopping vegetables under his watchful eye. "You're doing it wrong," Kian said, moving behind her. His hands covered hers, adjusting her grip on the knife. "Like this, let the blade do the work." Serafina was intensely aware of his body behind hers, his breath warm on her neck, his hands guiding hers with gentle firmness. She'd been in countless boardrooms, negotiated billion-dollar deals, faced down hostile competitors. None of it had made her heart race like this. "Better," Kian murmured, and Serafina felt the word vibrate through her spine. They cooked together for 2 hours, Kian teaching, Serafina learning, both of them laughing when she inevitably messed something up. There was something intimate about cooking together, about creating something with your hands, about the casual touches and close proximity required in a small kitchen. "Taste this," Kian said, offering her a spoon of sauce. Serafina tasted it and moaned involuntarily. "That's incredible. What is it?" "Just tomatoes, garlic, basil, olive oil, nothing fancy. But when you cook with care, even simple things become extraordinary." He moved closer, his dark eyes intense. "That's what you don't understand, Serafina. It's not about expensive ingredients or complicated techniques. It's about putting yourself into what you create. That's what you tasted that first night. That's what you can't buy." "Teach me," Serafina said, and she wasn't just talking about cooking anymore. "Teach you what?" "How to put myself into something. How to care about more than profit margins and acquisitions. How to feel something real instead of just successful." Kian studied her face, seeing past the polished exterior to the loneliness underneath. "You're serious?" "Completely. I've spent 20 years building an empire and I'm miserable. Empty. Then I come here and eat your food and feel something. I want to understand that, want to feel that about my own life." "That's not something I can teach in one dinner," Kian said gently. "Then teach me over multiple dinners," Serafina suggested. "Let me keep coming back, keep cooking with you, keep learning." "Why?" Kian asked. "Why does this matter so much to you?" "Because you're the first real thing I've encountered in years," Serafina admitted. "In my world, everything is transactional. Everything has a price. But you can't be bought. And I find that irresistible." "I'm not a project," Kian warned. "Not something you can acquire or fix or add to your collection." "I know," Serafina said. "But maybe I'm hoping you'll want to add me to yours." Over the next 3 months, Serafina became a regular fixture in Kian's kitchen. She'd arrive after her business day ended, trade her designer suits for chef's whites, and spend hours learning to cook under his guidance. "You're getting better," Kian observed one night, tasting her bolognese. "This is actually good." "High praise from the man who rejected $100,000 from me," Serafina teased. "Best decision I ever made," Kian said, pulling her close. "If I'd taken that money, we'd have had a transactional relationship. This is real." "This is real," Serafina agreed and kissed him. Their relationship developed slowly, carefully. Kian introduced her to his sister, a college student who looked at Serafina with suspicion until she saw how her brother lit up around the billionaire. Serafina brought Kian to a charity gala, watching with amusement as her society friends tried to process her dating a neighborhood chef. "They think you're slumming," Kian observed as they danced. "Let them think what they want," Serafina said. "I know the truth. You're the most authentic person I've ever met, and I'm not giving that up because it doesn't fit their expectations." "What about your business?" Kian asked. "The Viper can't just disappear into domesticity." "No," Serafina agreed, "but the Viper is learning that there's more to life than hostile takeovers, thanks to a stubborn chef who refused to be bought." 6 months into their relationship, Kian's restaurant faced foreclosure. The bank was calling his loan, and despite his best efforts, he was short $50,000. Serafina wrote the check without hesitation. "I can't accept this," Kian said, staring at the amount. "It's not charity," Serafina said. "It's an investment. In the restaurant, yes, but more importantly, in us, in our future. Kian, I love you, and I'm not going to watch your dream die when I have the resources to save it." "I told you I'm not for sale," Kian said, but his voice was rough with emotion. "And I'm telling you this isn't buying you," Serafina countered. "This is me being your partner. The way you've been mine. You taught me how to cook, how to care about something beyond profit. Let me use my resources to protect what we've built together. Kian pulled her into his arms. I love you, and I hate that I need your help. But I love you more than I hate that. Then take the help, Serafina said. Partners help each other. That's what we are now, right? Kian said, kissing her. Partners. A year after Serafina first walked into Kian's restaurant, he proposed, not with an expensive ring, but with a dish he'd created specifically for her. A perfect cacio e pepe, the dish that had started everything, presented on a plate with a simple gold band nestled in the pasta. You walked into my restaurant and tried to buy me, Kian said as Serafina stared at the ring through tears. I said no because I'm not for sale, but Serafina Ashford, I'm asking you, will you buy into this, into us, into a life where a chef and a billionaire figure out how to blend their worlds? Yes, Serafina said, sliding the ring on her finger. Though technically I'm not buying, I'm investing, and this is the best investment I've ever made. At their wedding, a mix of Kian's neighborhood community and Serafina's business world, the officiant told their story. 1 year ago, Serafina offered Kian $100,000. He said no. Today, she's offering him her whole heart, and this time he's saying yes. As they danced at their reception, held in Kian's expanded restaurant, expanded with Serafina's investment, but still true to its roots, Serafina thought about that first rejection. Thank you for not being for sale, she whispered against Kian's chest. Thank you for seeing that some things are priceless, Kian replied. And as they celebrated with a community that had embraced their unlikely love, Serafina knew that sometimes the best acquisitions were the ones you couldn't buy. You had to earn them, with patience, with vulnerability, with real connection. And that, she'd learned from a stubborn chef in a neighborhood restaurant, was worth more than all her billions combined. And that's where our story ends today. What did you think? Did Serafina and Kian's story of earning love instead of buying it touch your heart? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment was. If you enjoyed this story, we have so many more waiting for you. Check out our playlist for more heartwarming romance tales that will make you believe in love all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep believing in second chances, and remember, the best stories are the ones that remind us we all deserve our happily ever after. See you in the next story.